These guys getting ready for a big ball game in the Big 12. Iowa State 15th ranked this week against West Virginia. 6-2 and 5-3 respectively. Iowa State won the toss, deferred to the second half. Chris Francis will kick. There's Marcus Sims, who leads the Big 12 in kickoff returns. He's 14th in the country, better than 27 yards a shot, and he can really run. Over his head, out of bounds. West Virginia will start at the 25. The Mountaineers will have Will Greer at the helm, the junior, a transfer from Florida. He did not lose a game there, but suffered self-inflicted difficulties and moved on to Morgantown. Not your average college student. He's married with a daughter. And he has been statistically a great quarterback for West Virginia, completing 28 passing touchdowns, the most in FBS entering today. 9 interceptions, 4 of which came last week. Justin Crawford with the delay, tripped up, got about 2 yards. Joel Lanning made the tackle. Let's take a look at the impact players when West Virginia has the ball. David Sills, the 5th, more touchdown catches by far than anyone in the country. 15 scoring receptions. He is a former quarterback. Crawford again on the read, and he is taken down by Jaquan Bailey. Speaking of ex-quarterbacks, Joel Lanning, who ranks 6th in the nation with almost 11 tackles a game. He's playing linebacker for the first time since the 8th grade. West Virginia comes out trying to run. 2 yards, 2 carries. Four wide receivers for Greer. Crawford goes in motion. 3-man rush, 8 drop. Greer floats it down. Wide open is White. And White may have stepped out of bounds, and he did. 73 yards, but
you can tell he's trying to stay in bounds. He doesn't even see the line. It looks like he steps out there at the 10-yard line.
Looked like his left foot hit the stripe. Everett Edwards was beaten. And White right there. Is that enough to overturn it, do you think?
Well, they've got to look at it. The problem is LaRon White outran the side judge, and the side judge was nowhere to be seen.
Being 21 years old will do that, won't it?
It will that. Looks like they're going to look at it.
He was looking over his shoulder to see where the defender was and drifted toward the sideline. It looked like his left foot hit it.
He's standing right on top of it. If he doesn't call it there, it's going to be hard to overturn that when the official is standing right over the top of the shoe, being able to tell whether he stepped out of bounds.
He's staring directly at it. Now he'll turn around and look at the trail official. Neither one of them made the call.
Didn't take long to have a controversy in this game.
And it didn't take long for Will Greer to unload on a 3rd and 8 in the first possession.
That was. The question is, did his foot come down? It can be out, but it's got to touch the white. His heel might not have touched the white. Again, you can see the official.
It was ruled a touchdown on the field, so you have to have evidence to overturn it.
They will definitely be guessing if they only have the angles that we have. It's got to be 100%. That's what's going to get Iowa State in trouble today. If they only get a three-man rush, which they did there, Mike, we've talked about this. They drop 8, but there's no pass rush. So they gave Will Greer all day to throw that ball, and LaRon White was able to maneuver down the field and get behind the defensive backs.
Dana Holgerson trying to get the crowd into it.
As you see, they're only rushing 3, so he's going to have all day long to throw the ball, but there's no windows to throw.
After review,
and the
runner stepped out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It will be first and goal at the 10-yard line.
Not a whole lot to overturn it, but they did.
I can't believe they did that. Again, we put instant replay in to have 100% truth that happened, and we couldn't tell here. I don't know what they're looking at.
We'll see how much of an impact this has. Will West Virginia be able to get the 7 back, settle for a field goal, or something else?
Please reset the game clock to 13:52, please.
So it's first and goal, West Virginia at the 10. Play action over the middle. Touchdown, David Sills. His nation-leading 16th touchdown catch of the season, and a perfect throw as DeAndre Payne let him get inside.
Just got a perfect play action to Justin Crawford. Just a quick slant. That's all it is. Again, the corner cannot back up into the end zone. He's got to squat and take away the inside route on the play action.
The young man who was offered a scholarship by Lane Kiffin at Southern Cal at the age of 13 has turned into quite a wide receiver. So the Mountaineers jump on top 7-0, less than a minute and a half into the game.
Just a quick play action. Justin Crawford on the power play. That could have been an RPO. He could have pulled that down and not handed it, but it was definitely an easy throw, easy catch. The corner just got way too deep in the end zone. That is absolutely amazing. 16 TDs, receiving TDs in one season, and still got quite a few games left, and we're just in November.
The next closest to his now 16 was 10 coming into the weekend.
Well, we thought we might have some points scored today.
Well, they didn't disappoint on third down, did they?
Well, it's interesting. They got a deep pass on that 8-man drop. This is going to be an interesting day to watch these quarterbacks.
Landon Akers is the deep man. Staley to kick it off. Akers will have a chance to return from the 2. It's out near the 30-yard line. Here is Kyle Kempt. He leads the Cyclones offense onto the field. But he's even on the field at all, considering he didn't see any action at Oregon State or at junior college in Kansas. Is amazing before he walked on at Iowa State. In fact, he had played in only one other game before his start in the upset loss over Oklahoma last month. He hasn't lost since he became the starter, completing 2/3 of his passes, 9 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. He is college football's Cinderella story. David Montgomery is running back. Kempt throws, and that one is complete to Trevor Ryan as they come out throwing on first down, and a perfect throw from Kempt for 15 yards. Take a look at the impact players when Iowa State has the ball. Allen Lazard, their most dangerous receiver, as they go hurry up. That's only going to be about for a yard. Kaiser White made the tackle from the secondary.
I think David Montgomery, running back number 32, is going to be a real key running against the 7- and 8-man front of West Virginia. He's had a lot of yards and made a lot of big plays in the big games this year.
3 wide receivers. Little swing, almost intercepted, and now it is on the tip. Picked off by Al-Rashid Benton, the middle linebacker, his second of the season. Tipped by Reese Donahue, who covered the pass in the flat, and an ill-advised throw from Kemp.
This is the play that they ran against Oklahoma about 4 weeks ago, and it was wide open. And I tell you, he made big play after big play. Here it's covered. Big tip right there, and Rashid made a great play. Off to a great start on defense and offense for West Virginia.
The ball hit the ground. Did it help him make the interception? It looked like he had his hand under it. Can't believe they're not going to take a look at it, though. Greer with time, throws underneath, complete. That's caught by Gary Jennings Jr., his 63rd catch. Gain of 18. Crawford. He had 5 straight 100-yard games to start the season. The last 3 games he hasn't hit 50. They called him out this week. Called out a lot of players, said they weren't being tough enough offensively and defensively. Crawford again. Trying to follow Wellman, the fullback. Marcel Spears made that tackle, averaging 112 yards a game, dropped all the way to 44 in the last 3.
I like the tempo West Virginia's playing. They're not allowing them to get a lot of different players in the game. But again, they're continuing to play a 3-man front. That means they're dropping 8 almost every time versus pass, and Will Greer's going to have to be on the money.
Single wide receiver to the left. That's the speedster Sims. Greer draw play to Crawford. Nice cut, makes a man miss, as a first down inside the 20.
That was a great call by Jake Spivatal, the offensive coordinator from West Virginia. They hadn't done much of that. Normally when it's a passing situation, they throw the ball. Good call on the draw play. There's a good picture of him. He's done a good job here with this offense.
Flanker screen will get a couple to Jennings. He is 5th in the country, 7.7 catches per game. All 3 of their wide receivers that start are nationally ranked in some aspect of receiving. 2nd and 7. Crawford again, nowhere to go this time.
They're trying to force the run to get them out of the 3-man front, but Iowa State's going to be hard-headed, which is good. They're going to stop the run, force them to throw the football, but fortunately for West Virginia, they can throw the ball.
3rd and 4 for Greer in the Mountaineer offense. Already leading 7-0. Greer, short set for the end zone, threw it into traffic and had it batted away. Trying to get it to Stills, but there were 3 or 4 white-shirted defenders there, and they'll have to settle for the field goal. Dangerous pass.
Yeah, Everett Edwards, their rover back, kind of goes with the inside flow of the inside receivers, and he cut that route off. They have been known to throw the ball, obviously, quite a bit to Seals down in the GOAT red zone, and he picked that up very quickly and made the play.
Evan Staley is on to try the field goal. He's only kicked 1 this year. Mike Molina, the starting kicker, has a hip injury. He's 2 for 2. And the Mountaineers have scored on both possessions and lead 10-0 over Iowa State.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Polaris Razor. Fuel your freedom. And Fridays. In here, it's always Friday.
It's an honor to see this gentleman, Jim Downing, a retired Navy lieutenant who survived the attack on Pearl Harbor. He is now 104 years young. He was assigned to the West Virginia, sunk on that fateful day in 1941. 104. Thank you, Mr. Downing. Akers on a short kick. Stops shy of the 25. Kyle Kempt is out of Massillon, Ohio, a football town where he was Washington High School's valedictorian. He started his college career at Oregon State. They told him he had no future there. He transferred to Hutchinson Community College. He was on the scout team there. They told him he had no future. He called Iowa State and asked if he could come there because two of the coaches had recruited him out of high school. They said, sure, but we have no scholarships. You've got to walk on. He was on the scout team player there. Unbelievable. Now he's beaten two top 5 teams. He's 4-0 as a starter. Montgomery can't go anywhere. And the West Virginia defense that was abused a week ago is playing tough early, and that's David Long, who had 7 tackles for loss and 18 overall tackles a week ago. A remarkable game.
West Virginia is going to force them to throw the ball. They've had 8 men in the box. Now they're going to a 3-man rush. This will be a pass.
Kempt has 4 wide receivers. Under pressure, and down he goes. Taken down at the 11 is Ezekiel Rose. A defensive end with a big motor.
And he just beat the nose guard one-on-one. Ezekiel Rose is starting today because of an injury. Man, he got off the football and made a big play. Watch him get off the ball, come make an inside move. Again, the right tackle for Iowa State, Sean Foster, is not a starter. He's filling in for an injured right tackle.
3rd and 21. They go conservative with a draw, but Montgomery gets outside. And Montgomery is going to be close to the sticks. It looks like they'll mark him about 1.5 yards shy. Heck of an effort on Montgomery's part, who was the 2nd leading rusher in the Big 12.
This is what he does best. Again, he breaks arm tackles. He makes good moves. Watch his move right here with a stiff arm. They're going to have to tackle a lot better than that, West Virginia, if they're going to stop this young man today.
They'll have to kick it away, however. And Downing will kick to Sims, who is 14th in the country in kick returns, but has not done that well on punt returns this year, only 5.5 yards per average. Low spiraling kick, Sims with a chance. Sidesteps 1 tackler, but only gets 3 yards after a punt of 40. The original part of campus here in Morgantown, and the Mountaineers on top, 10-0 against number. Iowa State's only win against West Virginia in the series came 4 years ago in Morgantown. Went to a 3rd overtime. Iowa State ended it when they scored a touchdown, and then they stopped West Virginia just short of the goal line in a 52-44 triple overtime win. They have been good in the last 14 quarters. In fact, they've been great. 20 offensive points allowed over that span. 10 they've given up today. Straight ahead goes Justin Crawford. Well, they wanted him to run hard, and so far, Tommy, he has done just that.
The right side of the offensive line for West Virginia is doing a great job of getting penetration up the field.
Crawford again. Picking his way through. Lanning was the first guy that hit him, slowed him up, and then got some help. Reggie Wilkerson, the 3rd leading tackler, came up from his safety spot, but it was enough for a first down, West Virginia. And they have moved the ball virtually at will in this first quarter.
Dana Holgerson couldn't have a better scenario, being able to run the ball against a three-man front, making big plays, 10 points ahead, home crowd. That's right up their alley.
Greer with plenty of time against that three-man rush. Now he tries to get as much as he can. Sidesteps the tackler, gets the first down. Marcel Spears had him dead to rights, but Greer got past him.
This is what you want to do to a three-man front. They have nobody to the outside. If he will do this, they will get out of this three-man front and force him to throw the ball into a seven-man drop.
Crawford again.
One of the few times that we've seen Iowa State bring an extra linebacker from the outside, which turns into a four-man rush. They're trying to make something happen on first down.
Wesco comes in as the Mountaineers will use a rare two tight end formation. That's how much they feel committed to running the ball today. And Crawford gets nothing. The nose tackle and J.D. Wagoner, the defensive end, along with Lima, make the tackle.
Ray Lima, a junior college transfer. He's only 5'10". 5'10", and is really, they say, is really going to be a heck of a football player. He's not very tall, but he's got great leverage over the center, and that's what makes a good nose guard. You got to have strength and you got to have leverage.
3rd and 9 for the Mountaineers. Iowa State showing blitz. And they come with 5. And they got to Greer, but somehow he got away. Will Greer dives to the 40. Heck of an effort by the junior quarterback.
If you're going to blitz, you've got to contain the quarterback. And what happens is they lose contain. Watch the end go up the field right here too far. And that's what the offensive tackle's taught to do, just running past the quarterback. Greer makes a great scramble. Looks like they're going for 4th down.
One of the Iowa State players is down. It's Jaquan Bailey, and the crowd is booing, making the assumption that he's doing it to stop West Virginia from getting to the line and go on 4th and 2.
This big call right here of Dana Holgerson. Big call. If he goes forward on 4th and 2 at the 40-yard line, that's a huge move.
The way they've run the ball so far, it would seem to be justified, don't you think?
Yeah, but they'll stack. They won't play a three-man front against 4th down, so they'll probably have to throw a short pass. And if they go to a 4-man front, Will Greer can get the ball into an open window to get the 1st down. I would imagine play-action pass to an inside receiver.
And I think they're going to go with the punt unit.
That's a good call. What happens here is they flip the field, try to get them inside the 10, force them to drive 80 or 90 yards. I think it's a good call by Dana Holgerson because Iowa State has not done anything on offense.
Billy Kinney comes on to punt to Alan Lazard, their best receiver. High end over end, trying to get that backspin. Doesn't get backspin, but he gets a great bounce inside the 3-yard line. 37-yard kick, and Gary Jennings, one of the wide receivers, is down to touch it. And Iowa State will start inside its 5 when we come back. We're in Morgantown, West Virginia, where the Mountaineers are celebrating a 10-0 lead over the nation's 15th-ranked team. Montgomery trying to get out to the outside, and West Virginia running to the ball on defense today. Al-Rashid Benson, number 3, led the way. He is the leading tackler on this ball club.
Yeah, watch the pursuit here to the outside. Nowhere inside. A 3-3 front. Stop. And here they come. And I'll tell you, if they continue to make him run outside, it's going to be a long, long day for David Montgomery.
Montgomery again. This time he has a little room to run, knocked down as he got to the 13th, right at the sticks. Let's go to Paul.
Well, Mike, David Long is the guy on this defense. Last week, his 7 tackles for loss, more than anyone on the team combined for the entire season other than fellow linebacker Benton 3 and blue. And when I spoke to Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, as we see that screen pass, he said that Long is the last guy that you'd want to mess with on this entire defense. And I'm watching him on the sideline before he goes onto the field. This guy paces up and down, and he is intense.
Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, said he is as good a linebacker as he has ever been around his entire career. Montgomery again runs into traffic. Reese Donahue made the stop. And this 3-man front in a 3-3-5 defense, there's Tony Gibson, is all new from a year ago. And then they've got injuries on top of that. So they're very thin up front.
Again, they've got to force the ball outside if they're running it. That will give up the outside run a little bit. They've got to have great pursuit from their corner and their rover and their strong safety.
3rd and 2. Kemp with time, throws underneath, complete to Hakeem Butler. And Butler will have enough for a first down.
If you play zone defense like that and it's 3rd and 5, it's almost a gimme if the quarterback can get the ball to the inside receivers, and that was definitely zone defense.
Mike Daniels, a corner, is the injured player. He's a senior out of Miami. And they're already missing a couple of people in that secondary. We got an update from Chris Cotter. How are you, Chris? Chris, thanks very much. They're still tending to Daniels. They're already missing Toyus Avery. And Daniels walking off under his own power.
And Corey Winfield, Daniels' backup, right. Mike, is also out.
It's the time of year, 7th or 8th game, when you get so many guys hurt. There's Hakeem Bailey.
Hakeem Bailey's normally a left cornerback, so this is a little bit difficult here. Elijah Battle at the top. He's also a backup.
1st and 10. Battle struggled a week ago against Oklahoma State. Straight up the middle, David Montgomery.
Very good cut inside zone play. It means he cuts off the nose guard or the defensive tackle to the right side.
7 carries, 45 yards so far from Montgomery. Flanker screen. Ryan taken down at his own 48-yard line, about 3 yards shy of the sticks. Battle made the stop. Former high school quarterback, leads the conference in rushing touchdowns, 2nd with 89.5 yards a game rushing.
And he's as good a receiver as he is a running back, Mike. He can really catch the ball and make plays in open field.
Sure can. Kemp, Ryan again, and Ryan's got the first down. Let's go to Paul.
Montgomery's been the workhorse for Iowa State for sure. And after the 2 top 5 wins this past month over Oklahoma and TCU, said it was the best month of his entire life. I wonder why, guys.
Yeah, it's you have to feel happy for them as long as they have struggled with that program, gotten close to big wins so many times. But nobody else has beaten 2 top 5 teams all year. And the only school in the country to do it. And they beat number 3 and number 4 when both were undefeated. Kemp again. Good throw, bobbled and dropped. Lazard, their most reliable receiver, but there's a flag down right near where he tried to make the catch.
Could have been a pass interference away from the football on another player.
Pass interference. Pass interference offense, number 11. 15-yard penalty will replay first down.
Man, that's Chase Allen, number 11. And he's just normally a fullback, a blocking guy. He puts him out in the route. He must have pushed off. As you can see, play action here. Chase Allen's on the outside. He pushes David Long while the ball's in the air. He doesn't see the ball.
So it's 1st and 25 now. Kemp wants a screen, tipped and almost intercepted. Tipped by Ezekiel Rose, and Lamont McDougal, the middle guard, almost had it.
Ezekiel Rhodes is having a heck of a day for a backup. They're just absolutely turning him loose. Of course, that's a screen pass, but you've got to hold him one count before you release down the field. If they don't slow him down, he has got fresh legs. He hadn't played a lot. He's going to be in the backfield every snap.
Very athletic defensive end. Montgomery. Nowhere to go. Check in with Chris Cotter.
Number 1 team in the country, Georgia, take it on South Carolina. Between the hedges, Sony Michel can't go inside, bounce it outside. Stiff arm, get a good block from his tight end, and scores 7-0 Dogs on top early.
Thank you, Chris. 3rd and 24. Fans on their feet for that defense right now. Iowa State's been very conservative. They're very conservative here with a flanker screen. And what a hit from Kenny Robinson.
That's DeShante
And it looks
Jones.
like Ezekiel Rose is hurt as he was downfield. He has played so well in this first quarter, and they're so thin up front already.
See the quick pass to DeShante Jones, and what a hit. He comes in. Kenny Robinson's got to keep his head up. Got to keep your head up on that tackle. Look very clean.
A lot of guys that they were counting on defensively are out. And Ezekiel Rose is not going to be coming back in the ball game in the next couple of minutes.
That's unfortunate. They are running very thin on the defensive line. He's moving a lot better right now. It looks kind of like some kind of leg injury, possibly a groin.
The way a couple of the trainers were smiling, might be an injury Hallmark doesn't have a card for. Fourth and 17. Soccer style low line drive kick taken by Sims. And he's taken down at the 6 or 7 yard line by DeMonte Ruth. That is the end of the first quarter. So far, all West Virginia, 10-0. Earlier, we showed you Jim Downing, the retired Navy lieutenant who survived the attack on Pearl Harbor. He was honored at the age of 104 on the field today here at Mountaineer Field, as were a lot of other servicemen. And our hats off to all of them. West Virginia takes over at the 6th yard line. Crawford. Room to run and more. Upset that he didn't get a lot more yardage out of that. McEnroe Alexander made a saving tackle. West Virginia now
like
has room to operate.
I love his quickness right here. Just he hits the gap. He doesn't slow down. Again, 3-man front. There's 2 gaps uncovered.
This guy came out of junior college a year ago, gained more than 1,100 yards on the ground. Came out like a house of fire to start the season as Jennings makes the catch. 5 straight games over 100, and then dropped off with 47, 30, and 45 the last 3. Crawford again. Rolls over Reggie Wilkerson for about 5 more yards, enough for a first down.
They're not substituting in West Virginia's side, so they can't substitute on Iowa State's side. It's keeping them in the 3-man front, and they're just running right at them.
Delay. Crawford again. 8 more. DeMonte Ruth has to make the stop.
Same play they ran earlier, just a slow developing draw, and that's great against that 3-man rush.
Flanker screen caught by Sims. Nowhere to go, but enough for a first down. Peavy makes the tackle. He's the young man who had that big interception against TCU of Kenny Hill. Let's go to Clark.
When they honored Jim Downing moments ago, the 104-year-old World War II vet, the entire stadium was chanting USA, USA, with Veterans Day coming right around the corner. An amazing sight. And Jim told me just moments ago, wonderful experience. Still has his boyish smile, and he said he likes fast offense from West Virginia.
Well, let's give it to him then. Greer on the keeper, couldn't find anybody. Gets to the 48-yard line as Martell Pettaway checks in as the running back to give Crawford a well-earned break.
I like what Will Greer's doing with the offense. He's just inside run, outside run, quick pass to the outside. That time they were going to go deep to change it up. Iowa State had a good coverage called, and they covered the outside receivers.
2nd and 8. Pettaway to the Iowa State 49-yard line. Spears, who has been very active from that linebacker spot, makes another tackle. 3rd and 4. Boy, what a delay that was. Pettaway. And, Coach, you're right about that 3-man front. When they delay that much, you can see those running lanes open up, but there's a flag on this one.
Yeah, that's intentional. What they do is they get the defensive ends up the field, and there's just a nose guard one-on-one with the center. That gap's going to be there all day long. They'll have to go to a 4-man front.
Holding. Offense. Number 55. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Yodny just called for a hold. Matt Jones could have been called for one as well, the center.
It's hard to call a hold on a draw play. All you're trying to do is get the guy to run up the field. Just not very good technique there by the left tackle.
Third down, 10. Iowa State comes with a blitz. They don't get there. And Greer with plenty of time unloads. White. Touchdown. 55 yards on a perfect strike. You said it earlier, Tommy. If you blitz and don't get there, uh-oh.
Well, and they're not a blitz team. Iowa State is a zone team. They played man, and they just got ran by. Watch the play action. They bring 5 up the front. They blocked the heck out of them. And I tell you, Will Greer had all day, and LaRon White just ran right by them. And they'll get that if they continue to play man, because Iowa State's not a man coverage team.
DeMonte Ruth, the corner, was beaten, and Reggie Wilkerson couldn't find the ball, but Greer found Karan White. His older brother Kevin played here in 2014. He racked up almost 1,500 yards and was the top draft pick of the Chicago Bears. 2 catches, 118 yards for Karan White.
Pretty good day at the office so far.
It is. 59 yards a catch will get it done. And Will Greer now has 30, count them, 30 touchdown passes. Winner of the college football playoff. Be on the lookout for Taco Bell student sections and passionate fans like these at games all season long. It's been all West Virginia on both sides of the ball. 17-0. Landon Akers is deep and won't get a chance to return this one. Go back to that touchdown.
Let's take a look at it. Look at the three receivers at the top. Man coverage. Here's the free safety. He's got to open this way. He opens the wrong way. He's got to cover the three receiver side. Watch him open. He's got to stay in the middle of the field. He just gets outran by LaRon White. He's got to be deep center field, just like a center fielder in baseball.
They wanted Greer to get better at the deep ball, to put more air under it, and he has done that in spades. And this Iowa State team, even though they came back against Oklahoma, not really built to overcome big deficits.
And this is uncharacteristic of West Virginia, Mike. They have started slow all year long. They've come out of the chute today, and they're playing well.
Michael Eaton makes his first catch. And there he is, Ezekiel Rose, back at his defensive end spot. Now, West Virginia front three has been tough all day. Clark?
Mike, I can't believe Ezekiel Rose, 91 in blue, is back out there. When he got injured and walked off the field, or attempted to walk off the field, he could hardly put two steps together. He's back on the field. That's good news. Cornerback Mike Daniels has yet to return, doesn't have his helmet, so that one's up in the air.
All right, Clark, thank you.
He's tougher than Clark.
3rd and 5. West Virginia comes with a blitz. And they get there to bat it away.
Tony Gibson.
They have done it right.
Tony Gibson
made the calls at the right time.
I'm telling you, Tony Gibson, the D coordinator, he ought to be at a casino right now. He is really calling a great game. And there's Tony right there. They're bringing a blitz. They move up to man coverage. They don't have the opportunity to check out of what they have on. They have not enough blockers to block everybody.
David Long, number 11. We told you about the game he had a week ago. 18 tackles, 7 tackles for loss. He got there and knocked that one down. Sims backpedals after a great kick. Flag is down. And so is Sims at the 29-yard line. We'll check the penalty. 51-yard kick. Nice job by Downing.
Usually a hold in this situation when there's a call away from a punt return. It's usually a hold away from the ball. Dana Holgorsen is really excited. You can tell they're about having a great start with a team that's very beat up on defense, and the offense needing to play well and consistent. Last week they didn't play consistent at all. Will Greer had an awful day against Oklahoma State, and Justin Crawford basically turned it down, and Dana Holgorsen said, we call him out this week.
The penalty is going to be against West Virginia.
You can tell Dana, the head coach there, is having a great day. He's saying yes, sir, to the official on the sideline. And that's only when you're having a good day. I can remember those days quite well.
Sir never entered the equation, did it?
No, not unless you're winning like this. You got to be awfully nice. Hope things don't change.
Not sure what the protracted discussion would be. I think Dana is trying to argue his case.
Personal foul, face mask, number 6 of the kicking team. That penalty is declined. During the return, holding receiving team, number 29. That penalty will be enforced. First down, West Virginia.
How can they have penalties against each team?
West Virginia has elected to offset the penalties and re-kick.
Yeah, now that's better. I mean, I'm not a referee, but you know, when you have two penalties against both teams on a live ball, it has got to be offsetting and replay the down.
Well, you may not be a referee, but you're playing one on TV.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I didn't get that one either for quite a while.
Yeah. So we'll do it again.
There you go. That looks good.
He thinks it's still Halloween.
He thinks he's going hunting in about 30 seconds.
I love the sunglasses.
And he is too.
Oh, I love it. That is really nice. What a beautiful place, Mike. You're from West Virginia. What a beautiful state.
It is gorgeous today, man. Sun was out for a couple of hours. It's just beautiful. Sims, late fair catch signal, 39 yards. Fall colors on display in the Mountain State.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by the long-lasting power of Energizer, still going, and Buick, proud partner of the NCAA.
Representatives from the state of West Virginia finished first and third in a national mine rescue contest. The scenario simulated a fire and how to reventilate the area with fresh air. Very vital group of people in this coal mining area. .10:38 to go in the first half. All West Virginia 17-0. Crawford runs into a blocker. Doesn't matter. Picks up 4. Brian Peavy makes the tackle. Crawford again. Big hole, cuts back the other way. Gets a block across midfield. Boy, I thought he made a mistake when he made that cut. There was so much room on the left side, but his vision took him that way, and Gary Jennings threw him a great block.
The defensive backs from Iowa State are so fast, they over-pursue, and they know that. They talked this week about have patience, Justin Crawford. Have patience, the hole will open, and it did just there.
80 yards today. Remember, the first 5 games over 100, last 3 44. Crawford again. This much maligned offensive line is giving him room to run.
A lot of push up front, but when you've got 5 against 3 man front, it should be pretty easy, and they're taking advantage of it.
Only one senior up front. Flanker screen, Jennings, first down. Those wide receivers block for each other too, Tommy.
Yeah, they do a good job, and that was a side adjustment. They saw there was only 2 guys out there on 3. The quarterback just pulls up and throws it. That's an automatic play when you have 3 on 2.
Sills caught that early touchdown pass. That's been about it for him. Kennedy McCoy checks in, number 4, getting his first shot from the running back spot down to the 29. McCoy's been banged up, has some rib issues. It's the last thing you want as a running back.
Again, patience by West Virginia. They got to continue to have patience, run the clock, but run the football against this front. Keep running the football.
McCoy, big hole. Looked like he's right at the sticks at the 23. DeAndre Payne submarined him.
J.D. Wagner came inside on that, inside the offensive tackle, and that makes number 5 have to come up and make the play. Cameron Moto, he can't come that quick to make a play and stop the guy at the line of scrimmage.
McCoy again picking his way for a couple. Joel Lanning, the middle linebacker, stopped him.
Again, West Virginia's trying to shorten this game, run the clock. They've got a 17-point lead. Take that in at halftime. Make sure they have the momentum coming out.
2nd and 8. Crawford back in. Struggles to about the 18. Lanning makes another tackle. The former starting quarterback for this team plays defense, special teams, occasionally back on offense. Has more snaps, you would have to imagine, than anybody in the entire country. About 78 a ball game.
I've been impressed with Iowa State not getting out of the 3-man front, just having patience, just like West Virginia running the ball.
Crawford again. This time they come with pressure and they get him. Willie Harvey came from a linebacker spot and nailed him. And West Virginia will have to go for a field goal.
Willie Harvey coming from the top of the screen. He disguised it long enough where they couldn't check out of the play. There's nobody to block him. Big play by Iowa State.
And the right tackle, Colton McKivitz, was in a double team block. So Staley comes on to try from 36. He's already hit from 28. And Staley is perfect on the year. The Mountaineers extend their lead to 20-0 over Iowa State. Alderson very happy. Some of the bigger games coming up momentarily. West Virginia trying to knock off number 15. 2 yards deep. Akers will bring it out. And fights for yardage up to about the 33. Here's Chris Cotter.
Mike, let's go to Kinnick Stadium. Always a tough place to play. Ohio State in a 7-point game, trailing the Hawkeyes, and J.T. Barrett hits Johnny Dixon in stride. So 17 all over on ESPN midway through the second quarter. Meanwhile, NC State giving it to Clemson right now. Ryan Finley finds Jalen Samuels. It's a 7-point lead for the Pack on ABC.
How about that, Chris?
Wow.
Iowa State in a tough spot here, down 3 touchdowns. Kemp with a play action fake, has time, throws down the middle, into traffic and incomplete, intended for Lazard. Tuesday night on ESPN, see the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff top 25 at 7 Eastern. Reese and the guys will break them down from top to bottom. Coaches' reactions, as well as a live interview with committee chairman Kirby Hocutt, also available streaming live on the ESPN app. Everybody I talk to, everybody, says Alabama is #1 by far. However, the committee has Georgia #1 this week. I don't get it. Maybe they'll explain it better this week.
We've got a block in the back, or a hole right here on number 16, Marchie Murdoch.
If you're Iowa State right now and you're on the sideline as a coach, Tommy, what do you try to do differently than you've already done? It's not working.
Well, you sustain a drive. You don't worry about scoring quickly. You sustain a drive. Let your defense regroup on the side, make a few changes, but you can't go 3 and out. Right here, we've got a bad
holding.
Bad play here
Offense.
on the outside receiver.
Offense. Number 16. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Marchie Murdoch, the wide receiver. Let's take a look at those football playoff rankings brought to you by Allstate. Georgia leading South Carolina. Alabama plays LSU tonight. Notre Dame only leads by a touchdown. Clemson's down Oklahoma State up 7-3 in a close one. Ohio State is tied.
Month of November, Mike.
Ooh. Michigan State leading Penn State. It's almost like Halloween today. Lazard, good catch. Takes it out over the 30, but they're still going to need 12 yards. Let's go to Cart.
You know, gentlemen, I love Clemson, Dabo Swinney, and that defensive line. They'll all be NFL stars, but I can't put them at 4 right now if you travel up to Syracuse and lose to the Orange. I'm a Syracuse alum, but the 4th team in the nation this time of the season doesn't lose to Syracuse.
All right, William. Montgomery, the tailback on 3rd and 11. Blitz coming. They throw to the flat. Very conservative call. Gets him absolutely nothing. Flag is down as Butler is gang tackled, and another flag comes. This could be a face mask. And a late hit on top of it, perhaps.
Yeah, you can tell the West Virginia coaches are not happy, because it was looked like an inadvertent, but there's no inadvertent face mask anymore. You grab it, it's 15 yards if they call it, but you got to be very particular on face masks now since they've gone to just a straight 15-yard penalty. These officials today have had a tough time this first half.
There were 2 fouls by the defense. Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 3. After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul. Defense, number 8. Both penalties will be enforced. First down, Iowa State.
So one is a live ball penalty. They're looking at gross. They said number 8. I think they meant 18. We'll see.
You make the call. Let's just see if you find the face mask.
There's the face mask.
He's got the face mask right there. Oh.
That's 18.
That's
both good calls by the officials, and they enforce both because one was in a live ball situation, one was a dead ball. So big break for Iowa State. Automatic first down and 30 yards. They give it to Montgomery on first down.
And this is what they've got to do now. Take your time, have patience. Iowa State, run the football, short passes. Don't try to score real quick. Let your team get some momentum. We got no momentum. Now you've got a little break here with 2 15-yard penalties. Take advantage of it.
Matt Campbell came from Toledo. Has his ball club at 6-2, ranked 15th. That's heady stuff for the Cyclones. They've got to take advantage of these breaks here. Gets him back in the ball game. Montgomery on the draw. He's got a first down to the 28. Here's Chris Cotter.
All right, Mike, Tommy, Dave and Buster's halftime report coming up. Chip and JV going to join me. We're going to talk about Bedlam. That one is Bedlam right now. Really close to Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Also a battle for the ACC Atlantic underway right now. And the Gators suffer a tough loss.
Deshaunte Jones takes that pass out in the flat from Kempt.
They're doing a good job of spreading the ball around now. Don't let them hone in on you. And West Virginia's playing a lot more man than they did early in the game. Let's see if they can hold up with doing that.
2nd and 6. Montgomery again. Nice cut. Look for a block, but tripped. Taken down by Hakeem Bailey. Tommy, they don't need a field goal here. They need a touchdown.
They really do. And again, you just got to take your time. Don't get in too big a hurry. You've got plenty of time. But this has got to be 4-down territory, as you said, Mike. They can't go in with just 3 points.
They would still be down by 17 if they got a field goal. Empty backfield, blitz coming. Kempt is going to try to run for it. What an odd call.
That was very odd. He has no speed. And that was a call play all the way to get him outside. And watches it, got a blitz up the middle. There's a hold on the outside, and he makes the play getting off a hold. That was a heck of a play out of Reese Donahue. Yeah, you've got to kick it here. It's too far. If they'd have got a yard or two, you'd have go ahead and gone for it, but he's just going to take points. This is where you make the big bucks as a coach. You got to make the right decisions at the right time.
Garrett Owens, 9 out of 13 this year. And that play whistled dead. Timeout called. We'll see what they'll decide to do when we come back. Allstate is proud to be part of the team that comes together to do good by contributing to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds. This will be a 42-yard try from Garrett Owens, which would match his career long. He is 9 out of 13 this year.
I have no clue what the officials are doing here. Now they're going to maybe look at the time. They're doing a great job of freezing the kicker.
We have a laser being shined on the kicking team.
You're kidding. Some knucklehead has got a laser pointed at a player. I don't blame Matt Campbell for being upset. Nobody's got a right to do anything that stupid.
What is the procedure on this? I mean, this is all new.
Well, I know if it continues, they could call a penalty against the West Virginia crowd.
Home team.
And penalize them for unsportsmanlike conduct, but I don't think you can do it the first thing.
Here we go.
So Owens from 42 to get Iowa State on the board. Good kick after all that delay. Nice job by Garrett Owens, who was 10 out of 14 this year. And Iowa State finally gets some points out of its offense.
Watch me. What?
Coming up later on ABC, as you look at this beautiful campus in Morgantown, it'll be number 13 Virginia Tech against undefeated and 10th ranked Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. Another big ACC matchup with conference and college football playoff implications. Hokies and Hurricanes, 8 Eastern on ABC, as well as streaming live on the ESPN app. Iowa State to kick it away with 1:46 to go in the half. The dangerous Sims is deep, bobbles the ball, and taken down shy of the 20. Previous 14 quarters, Iowa State's defense had allowed only 20 points. They have given up 20 points to the Mountaineers in the first half today.
And nobody has had the patience like West Virginia has had today. Short passes, run the ball, try to make them get out of that defense that they've been running all day. But I'll have to give it to Iowa State. They've kept patience and keep doing the same thing over and over.
See what Greer wants to do with the last minute 38 of the half. So far, all Greer has done is hit on 8 out of 9 for 169 yards and 2 scores. Crawford nowhere to go. Taken down by Brian Peavy.
That's the first time they've stopped that draw play.
Yes, it
Mike.
is.
Little delayed draw. They got penetration, made him go to the sideline, didn't let him go north and south.
19 carries for Crawford, which is a season high. He's already at 84 yards in the half. Greer with all day. Takes off. Slides. Crowd wanted a flag, but he slid late, and Marcel Spears didn't try to drill him.
Iowa State's got to start using their timeouts.
And they just took their second.
Timeout, Iowa State. Second charge time out of the half. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 56 seconds, please.
It has been a magical season, and that is probably an understatement for Iowa State. Their best start in 16 years, 4-1 in the Big 12. That is the best conference start ever, ever. The highest AP ranking since 2002 when they were 14th, and the only team in the country with 2 wins against top 5 teams, Oklahoma and TCU. Oklahoma was on the road, and Kemp got his first start. Can you imagine that meeting?
That's he had to be a little bit nervous, but I'll tell you, just watching that game, going back and watching several times this week, Kemp threw against the corners and the defensive backs from Oklahoma, and they did not come to play. They gave up deep pass after deep pass, and the wide receivers from Iowa State had a field day. And I'm telling you, when they went and watched that film at Oklahoma the next day, the defensive back coach probably wasn't very, very happy in the meeting.
I think. 3rd and 7. First down, West Virginia. Nice throw to a wide open Karan White. Gain of 16.
And he's got all day to throw it. All day to throw it.
3-man rush.
No pass rush.
The throw out in the flat. Crawford did not get out of bounds. You would think West Virginia would use one of its 3 right here, and they do. Not a good play by Crawford.
No.
Could have saved him a timeout.
Yeah, that's your #1 sin in a 2-minute drill. If you get the ball outside the hash mark, you hunt that sideline. Do not make us use a timeout, and just poor execution of the 2-minute drill.
And as a coach, you pound that into a player's head all week long.
All week, every day, at least twice during the practice week, you have to work on the 2-minute drill. And I know they pretty much run a 2-minute drill all over the field.
Right.
The way they no huddle, they throw the ball so much. And Dana Holgorsen, there's not a better guy that does a good job of running this type of offense where he can manipulate the clock.
.33 seconds on the clock. West Virginia up 20-3. Greer throws on the run and has it complete to Marcus Sims.
Clock stops. West Virginia still has 2 timeouts remaining.
4 wide receivers set. Try to cross him up with a running play from McCoy. Crowd didn't care for that call, and they're going to have to use another timeout. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, and basically it's been all West Virginia here in the first half. Greer has only missed on 1 pass. Has 214 yards and 2 scores. Sills got his 16th nation-leading touchdown catch. And the Iowa State defense that had been so stingy for 3.5 games with only 20 points allowed has given 20 to the Mountaineers in the first half.
And it all goes back to one thing, no pass rush. If you give Will Greer 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball, You can drop 9 people, 10 people. It doesn't make any difference. He's going to find an open receiver.
$17 on the clock. West Virginia with 1 timeout still. Bunch the wide receivers to the near side. 4-man rush this time. They still don't get there. The pass over the middle is complete, and out of bounds goes David Sills.
And we had an elementary mistake from Justin Crawford. He turned up the field 2 or 3 steps going like Canadian ball before the ball was snapped. I mean, that's just undisciplined right there. You can't do that. Pushed back maybe out of field goal range.
And maybe more importantly, it took 6 seconds off the clock.
Offense, number 25. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And Dana Holgerson is beside himself. It's like, where were you going? So you want to be a coach, huh?
All right, 11 seconds. You got 1 timeout left. You probably have to get at least 7 or 8 yards to have a good shot at a field goal. Time for 1 more play.
Blitz coming. Greer still has plenty of time. Throws near sideline. Holy cow, Sims didn't get out of bounds, and they are very lucky they had enough time left to call a timeout.
What was he doing? He wasn't going to score a touchdown.
3rd and final charge timeout. West Virginia. 30-second timeout.
Now Dana's losing his hair. You can tell that after pulling that hat off a few times. That is another huge mistake.
I mean, this is just situational awareness.
Just look at the clock. You've got to know the time on the clock.
It's like he was the only one out there thinking.
And he got it in. Luckily, they got a chance now to get the 3 points back. And that's the reason I would have gone for it on the other end of the field. You gave him way too much time to drive the length of the field and then play a 3-man rush to give him a chance to get back in the field goal range.
Couldn't agree with you more. Evan Staley, who was hit from 28 and 36, will try from 34. He's a redshirt freshman who is kicking because the senior Mike Molina is day-to-day with a hip injury.
3rd and final charge timeout. Iowa State.
You might as well use them. They don't give you anything when you take them to the locker room. Tomorrow morning, kickoff week 9 of the NFL with Sunday NFL Countdown at 10 Eastern. In the wake of the Patriots trading Jimmy Garoppolo to the 49ers, some of Tom Brady's backups sit down to share a few incredible stories of what their time was like behind the All-Pro. Plus the story of how Carson Wentz went from hometown hero at North Dakota State to an MVP contender. And Monday night, big NFC North rivalry game. The Lions will be at Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. Staley yanked that one left, and the perfect mark has gone by the boards. His first miss. It's about the only thing West Virginia didn't do right in this half was miss that field goal after they gave him a pretty good look at it.
That wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. When we come back, Chris Cotter, Chip Kelly, Jonathan Vilma will catch you up with everything on college football on the Dave & Buster's halftime report after these messages.
I keep seeing visions of you, visions of you.
Welcome back to Morgantown, West Virginia, where the Mountaineers have dominated the 5th-ranked team in the country, the Cyclones of Iowa State. Mike Patrick, Tommy Tuberville, Paul Carcaterra with you. It's been a magical month for Iowa State. The magic may have run out today.
Well, they look like they're running on fumes. But John Heacock, the defensive coordinator, Mike, has to change something at halftime to slow down this offense from West Virginia. They're just picking them apart. Will Greer's got all day to throw the ball.
West Virginia will kick it away, and Iowa State will get the ball to start the second half.
They've got to do something, Mike, here in early in the third quarter to create some kind of momentum, not just for the offense, but for the defense.
Akers is deep. He's had a chance to return a couple. Evan Staley, the redshirt freshman. 2 yards deep. He'll bring it out. And not get back to the 15-yard line. Offense, defense, and special teams. West Virginia has done the job. Derek Pitts, the true freshman, downfield to make the stop. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, and Will Greer has been nearly perfect. 12 out of 13, 2 touchdowns. Crawford, who was called out this week after 3 subpar games, turns in 83 yards in the first half. And the officials did announce, remember the laser incident we had in the first half, saying if it was used again, they announced to the crowd, West Virginia would be penalized.
Good movement there by the offensive line from Iowa State, and they have got to do that. They've got to create some kind of momentum with the running game to force the downfield throw. They've got to be able to get the ball deep, but the running game has to be first.
Second and 7, they move Montgomery. Kemp comes out, throws in the flat to Murdoch. Looks like he has a first down. Let's go to Paul Carcaterra.
Well, Mike, I caught up with both coaches. Matt Campbell from Iowa State. I asked him, what more do you want from your offense? He laughed and he said, something. They need balance and they need to find a running game where the two things that were on the top of his list offensively and getting off on third down defensively a priority as well. And more in a minute when I get a chance to tell you what Coach Holgerson said.
There goes David Montgomery. He's got a first down. Back to you, Clark.
Yeah, Coach Holgerson, you remember he told us yesterday, he said, we don't want to get bullied by these guys. And that was one of the first things he told me during the break as well. He said physicality, they've been up to the test. And Iowa State's a team defensively. They want you to become impatient. They've been so good running the ball that they're having that dose of Will Greer and the run game. So he's really pleased offensively.
I would imagine so. And there's a penalty down. This might be a face
Personal
mask.
foul, face mask, defense, number 24, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It's on backup corner Hakeem Bailey, who's in there for Mike Daniels, who was hurt earlier.
Good shot of the face mask right there. Hakeem Bailey. Again, you got to tackle a little bit lower, and you got to come out of your legs to make that tackle. David Montgomery is real strong, especially running to the outside.
Montgomery again nowhere to go here. Al-Rashid Benson and Dravon Askew Henry made the stop. Clark.
You know, Mike, you saw Hakeem Bailey in there with the infraction. Mike Daniels, who's widely regarded as their top cover corner, he was injured in the first half. They took his helmet. He is done for the game. So a team that's been banged up by injury, one more.
They're very thin defensively up front and in the secondary. They're missing a starting linebacker as well today. There's a flanker screen covered beautifully. Bailey was the first guy out there, along with David Long Jr., the linebacker. Trevor Ryan made the stop. And they have done a great job against the Iowa State offense in the last 2.5 games. No offensive touchdown by this defensive unit. Big third down here. Iowa State needs to keep a drive going and make it pay off. Blitz coming. They don't get there, and Kemp has the completion for the first down. Good throw to Alan Lazard, who was a big-time recruit. Stanford and Notre Dame were after him. He wanted to stay in Iowa and go to Iowa State, and that he did. Kemp with time, has a man wide open on the sideline. It's complete to Hakeem Butler, who got loose, and Kemp found it.
That's just a play off of the screen. They fake the screen, throw it downfield. Nice.
Foot goes out of bounds at the 3. It will be 1st and goal.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered for Iowa State on this first drive.
I'm just going to say maybe the magic isn't over anyway. Straight ahead to the goal line goes Montgomery. Benson made the stop just shy. And they'll mark it back at the 1. Montgomery again gets just inside the 1. Askew Henry made a good stop. The second half has belonged to Iowa State this year. 134-68. That includes a comeback against Oklahoma.
I hate to see them take the ball off the line of scrimmage at the 1-yard line, but they got to try something a little different. First 2 dive plays didn't work.
Kent. Touchdown. Alan Lazard. Nice throw by Kyle Kemp.
Well, they found what they're looking for with injured players on the outside from West Virginia, both new corners. Watch, he just manhandles the safety inside. Probably could have called holding.
Bailey let him get around him to the inside shoulder. And now the point after just got it inside the left upright. Snap hook, but it made it anyway. That is an 86-yard drive capped off by Kemp to Lazard. And Iowa State's back in it. Iowa State got exactly what it needed, an 86-yard drive that culminated with a touchdown. Lazard with the catch. He had 2 for 15 yards on that drive. As 3 for 24 for the game and the 1 touchdown. Sims lost his footing, goes down outside the 25. There is a flag down as well, and pushing and shoving after the play. And it looked like Benton got away with a push. I didn't see another flag. And Alexander is telling one of his teammates, not a smart play.
West Virginia, Mike, is 8th in the
During the return of the kick, holding receiving team number 19. Half the distance to goal, first down.
Kevin Lazard was a defensive back for Iowa State. 1990 to 1993, had a couple of interceptions as during his senior year. Lazard leads the FBS, the longest active streak, with 44 straight games with a catch. Crawford drives out to the 15-yard line.
The only adjustment they've made on defense is they've moved the linebackers a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage. with the tight end and a one-back set.
2nd and 6. They show blitz. Bring it, and Greer trying to get to the outside, stays on his feet, and then slides at the 17-yard line.
Good stiff arm here. This was just an inside read, quarterback option. He pulls it with number 2 coming down hard. Good stiff arm there. Makes a few yards. This is a huge play right here to keep the drive going, to keep their defense off the field.
Somehow got away from Lanning, who's the best tackler on this team. 3rd and 4. Blitz. Greer throws underneath. He's got the first down to Gary Jennings Jr. And Jennings fighting for extra yardage. That's his 5th catch of the day.
Just a quick blitz right there, and that was an easy read for Will Greer. Just a 5-yard turnaround, to Jennings. Good throw, good catch.
Got some big receivers on this team. Yeah. Jennings is 6'1", 210. White 6'1", 199. Sills is 6'4", 203. And Sims is 6 feet, 196. Jennings. Nifty move. Fighting again, and Jennings has enough for a first down.
DeAndre Payne, cornerback number 1, has got to make that play. He gave him 7, 8 more yards after contact. I'm telling you, their receivers right here are just fighting. Watch Payne come up, miss the tackle, dropped his head, left his feet, and he gets 7 or 8 more yards. 2 big plays right there out of Jennings.
Coaches told the Mountaineers this week they were not tough enough. Certainly they have responded to that. Nice fake, nice move by Crawford. Just brought down by Brian Peavy.
And if he doesn't get him, it might be 60 to the house.
Yes, sir.
That was again, another patient play. Watch him inside. Inside, have patience. Justin Crawford has really played well this game.
Peavy got a free ride on the ground for about 5 yards. Crawford again, first down. Out to the West Virginia 48-yard line.
I just really don't understand why they don't go to a 4-man front. If they don't, they're going to run the ball all day, and they're not going to have enough time in the game to catch up. Again, patience by West Virginia. No adjustments by Iowa State on defense the second half.
We talked to both coaches during the week. Both head coaches said the same thing. We have to run the ball, and we've got to stop the other guy. When it comes down to that, football's pretty simple. Head away. Doesn't matter who they have in there. They're doing the same job, and Elijah Wellman, tough as nails fullback, led the way.
Watch this, Elijah Wellman right here, 28. Watch the block he puts on the linebacker. Opens a hole wide up. Defensive ends are on the outside of the tackles. It's really a natural hole. They're just giving them the inside run. Now they're going to a 4-man front.
161 yards on the ground for the Mountaineers in 34 carries. Good fake by Greer, airs it out. Jump ball at the 2, incomplete, too high for Jennings. Good coverage by DeAndre Payne, and that ball was underthrown.
They just couldn't hold their patience. West Virginia's getting 5 or 6 yards every time they touch the ball. Now they got to throw it deep. All they do is play action. They're covering the deep pass. They've got him double covered. Great play right there by Peavy. Or Payne.
Payne at 5'10" has some serious hops.
They do have big wide receivers at West Virginia, and it is a mismatch. But take the run first, going again to a 7-man front.
Greer had completed 10 in a row before that. Gets it out to Sims. Sims lowers his shoulder and drives for 8 yards.
Great read by Will Greer. Again, that was a RPO run option pass. They had 2 guys out on 1. Easy block for the outside receiver.
Big 3rd down here as they approach field goal territory.
Dana Holgerson, this is 4-down territory for him. I know him. He will not kick a field goal or punt from here.
Well, he'll have that decision to make here, Coach. 4th and 2.
You've got to go for
made
it.
The stop.
Keep your defense on the sideline. Go for it. They'll go to a 4 or 5 man front. Throw a quick pass to the outside. They're either going to play man coverage. They're going to stop the run. It's just like a running play for Will Greer. He's exceptional with this type of play.
Crawford is in. He's the tailback. Crawford gets it. And I don't think he made it. Although the mark with the linesman coming in, it's going to be close.
He is going to be right at the line. Depends on where they spot it. You got to have luck in this game.
Well, they'll bring in the chains.
Just a 7-8 man front. They're pinching everybody inside. They don't block the outside. Coming Willie Harvey. Willie Harvey just gets a clean shot. The tackle probably should have turned out on him. Too much penetration by Willie Harvey.
You saw number 5, Cotton Moya, come up. If it had been a fake, he had the quarterback.
I like the call from Dana Holgerson. He's trying to win this game.
Just that much short. Holy cow. So Iowa State, the second half has started exactly the way it had to for them. They get a score to make it 20-10, and then the defense stops West Virginia an inch short of a first down. Matt Campbell knows he's still in it.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Tide. If it's gotta be clean, it's got to be Tide.
This is the local student chapter of professional and hobby game developers. It provides students a potential gateway to industry as well as portfolio building. The other goal is to raise money for the WVU Children's Hospital. Things have changed in college, Tommy Tuberville. Now we're using game developers as a major.
And my son's in that degree, so I have to agree with him.
Montgomery can't get outside. The spot was reviewed by the booth, and they said they would not overturn it. Tonkery in at linebacker. He is playing for the injured Xavier Preston.
Iowa State has got to go after these backup corners on both sides. They did the first drive.
Kemp to the time. Now he's just got to throw it away as the pressure got there. Let's go to Paul Carcaterra.
Well, Mike, the score was 20-3 at half, West Virginia. Dana Holgerson reminded his team that Iowa State traveled to Morgantown in 2013. West Virginia was up 31-7 in that game and lost in overtime. He told his team, this group will not quit. They're going to give you their best shot.
And he's right about that, Clark. Blitz coming. They don't get there, and Kemp incomplete. There's the flag. Hakeem Bailey got there early, it appeared, and Lazard couldn't make the catch. Another big penalty on West Virginia.
Comes over his back on the outside slant. Easy throw. Easy read from the outside receiver because it's a blitz.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. Penalty enforced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Watch the slant on the blitz. He grabs him on the inside cut. Easy call for the official.
Crowd didn't like the call, but it looked like a good one.
Yeah, it was a good call. Going against the new corners on both sides, and right now West Virginia does not have a clue how to line up. They've got so many young guys in the game. Communication is not there.
West Virginia penalties are going to drive this guy to shave. to the sideline, complete for about 4. Hakeem Bailey was there this time to knock Marchie Murdoch out of bounds.
They're setting him up for a stop and go.
15 out of 20 for Kemp, all to wide receivers. Another one to the outside to Lazard. Down to the West Virginia 30.
Elijah Battle, he's got to make that play. If you're going to play one-on-one, you're going to give him the completion. You're giving too much ground, but then don't leave your feet. Just a bad play by backup corner.
Starting to get nervous in Morgantown. Number 15 Iowa State refuses to give in. Good fake by Kemp. And a great catch. Chase Allen, the tight end. What a catch. 6'7" tight end. And he used all of that frame to get it.
Just a wheel route. Chase Allen runs a wheel route.
Kempt again. Does the right thing, just throws it away.
Go back to the previous play. What's the route by Chase Allen, number 11? He sets him up, acts like he's going to block, runs a wheel route down the sideline. Good throw, good catch.
He got away from Kaiser White, another member of that family that has been so good for West Virginia. 2nd and 10.
Iowa State starting to look like Iowa State now the second half.
Aren't they? This is what they did against Oklahoma. Left for dead and they came back. That pass is incomplete. Contact again by Bailey. It looked like he got there just a hair early.
You know, this is easy. You know, I know the West Virginia folks are complaining, but they show blitz, they show man, and it's an easy read for the outside receiver to run the slant. He's got to take away the inside move. Give him the outside move.
John Lewis almost got there with pressure for West Virginia.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. Penalty enforced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Watch the route. Break on the inside move. I don't know about that one.
I don't either.
I don't know about that one. It was not quite as much as the first one, but it still counts. They got to play defense. Get your mind back in it and play defense.
You can touch a receiver as long as you don't wrap your arm around him and make him move. He did not make him move. He just had his arm on him. Look at Montgomery. Holy cow, what an effort. That's an amazing run.
He just kept his pads down, his weight forward. He didn't give him something to tackle. Get lower pads, stay lower than the defensive player. Great job of moving his legs.
Boy, oh boy. 2nd and goal. Been an amazing drive. Kempt on the keeper. That is the 2nd time they have tried to cross up West Virginia with running the quarterback, and it's blown up in their face twice.
Excellent job by Kenny Robinson, the true freshman coming from the outside. They recruited him from California, and I tell you what, he's made a big impact as a freshman. They still got to try to run the ball. It might be a play action, but you got to give it one more shot. Try to run the ball up the middle.
3rd and goal. Montgomery denied. Kenny Robinson led the charge, the true freshman who they think has a tremendous upside.
Yeah, that was
now
good.
What?
Excellent penetration. He's got to kick the field goal here now because he's down by 2 touchdowns. This will pull him down by 7 points. This is a great drive again. 2 big drives in a row from Iowa State, but they found the combination of getting the ball to the outside. And then, of course, David Montgomery, he'll be the star in the 4th quarter if he continues to run like this.
Tell you what, I would have liked to have seen them go for it, Tony. How many times do you think you're going to get down here?
Well, you got to look back. They made 2 drives in a row and they can't stop him. He'll be back down here again, and that's
true.
That's what Matt Campbell's looking at. They can't stop him, but take points. Don't let them be the hero and stop you on the goal line stand.
West Virginia holds it to 3, a victory for the defense. Bring anything back while we were away. He was going after the official about all those calls on that drive.
And he's got to do that for his fans and for his players, and to let them know we're not going to let this happen again.
That kick goes out of bounds, and West Virginia will get great field position out of it. Iowa State.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball be placed at 35-yard line. First down.
That season-long magnificent second-half performance. They're doing it again today. They've cut the lead to 20-13.
But a lot of it's because of West Virginia. They've got to score points. I mean, this is the Big 12. Points are scored, and they went for the long pass while ago on first down, put them in second long. They didn't make the first down. They've got their own selves to blame for the first drive, not scoring points.
And I go back to what you said during that drive. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So West Virginia starts at the 35. Remember, they're averaging better than 42 points a game. They've been held to 20 so far today. That gets nothing as Joel Lanning, the middle linebacker, the former quarterback who had not played linebacker since the 8th grade, makes the tackle on Crawford, and Crawford is slow to get up.
Their defensive line really got penetration then. Jaquan Bailey, number 19, is in the game now playing defensive end, and he made a factor on that play.
They were trying to stretch Crawford out, it appeared, which would indicate it might be cramps.
That would be devastating to this West Virginia team if they lost Crawford at this point.
He's had an exceptional game. And usually if you have cramps that bad, the only thing that's going to help you is an IV. Coming up later on ABC, number 13 Virginia Tech against number 10 Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. It's another big ACC matchup that has both conference and college football playoff implications. Hokies and Hurricanes, 8 Eastern on ABC, as well as streaming live on the ESPN app. We've got a timeout. We'll be back after this. Crawford walking off the field. We'll try to get a report to see if it is cramps. And what they might be able to do for him. Martell Pettaway, the 5'10 sophomore, is in the game, and they will go with a flanker screen to Jennings. His 7th catch of the day. He averages 7.7 catches a game. That's 5th in the entire country.
They've gone to a 4-man front. Now they're going to throw the ball. They'll throw it almost every time that they're in this front.
3rd and a yard. Pettaway. No, sir. And that ball may have come loose. Marcel Spears made the initial stop. Pettaway fortunate to get it back, and now West Virginia's going to have to give the ball up again.
I don't know what Will Greer was thinking there. It was an RPO. They had 7-8 men in the box. You've got to throw it on that. They had a guy uncovered, but he went ahead and handed it off anyway.
So Kinney will punt. Pressure coming. Lazard, fair catch at the 11. 89 yards away from a tie game for Iowa State. Sports Center at 1:45 Eastern on ESPN after Arizona and USC. How will Bedlam impact the college football playoff race? Plus, Kirk Herbstreit reveals his new top 4 and sizing up the Heisman race as Saquon Barkley still the favorite. Linda Cohn and Stan Verrett on ESPN as well as the ESPN app. I bet they don't have Georgia as number 1. Betcha. Kyle Kempt. Can he keep the comeback going? Throws complete out to the 20. Murdoch breaks a tackle. And this is what West Virginia was guilty of a week ago. Missed tackle after missed tackle. That one's a gain of 20.
Tony Gibson just got to get out of the blitz. He's got to play zone. He's got to help his corners. These corners can't cover these guys one-on-one.
Montgomery gets a couple, and that's it.
If you're going to blitz a team like Iowa State, you can't show it. You got to come out of your 3 or 4 man front. Don't show your blitz and don't show man coverage.
One of the Iowa State guys is down. That's Josh Kniffel, the sophomore right guard. And they are very thin up front, already playing without Bryce Meeker, excuse me, their starting right tackle, which means Sean Foster moves up. But there is almost no one that they are really happy with in the next 5. They said they might burn the red shirt on Jacob Bolton. He's a freshman who wears number 72 if they got another couple of injuries on the offensive line. So look for him.
I hate to see that. I would hate to see him take a kid out of red shirt this late in the season. Everybody has these kind of injuries in November. That's when your depth steps in. That's when your experience steps up with some of your backups stepping in. And we're looking at corners now for West Virginia. They really have no clue what they're doing in terms of man coverage. They can't cover these guys. Lazard, Hakeem Butler, Trevor Ryan, the receivers from Iowa State, they can't cover them one-on-one.
And right now they're missing 3 guys in the secondary as West Virginia.
Yeah, let's look at 66 right here. He's the guy that goes down. Looks like one of his own players fell on the back of his leg. And that's what usually happens to either defensive, offensive lineman.
And he was being assisted off the field, still walking very gingerly. And they will tend to him on the sidelines. So 2nd and 8 with only 23 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. This drive started on the 11. And this big crowd here at Mountaineer Field trying to get the Mountaineers fired up. They're going to let the clock run down to end the 3rd quarter here in Morgantown. And number 15, Iowa State, trying to come back. They're down by 7, and they sprint to the other end of the field. Welcome back to Morgantown. Hey, buddy, somebody stole your bull. 4th quarter. Iowa State down by a touchdown. Kempt with time. Throws underneath to Lazard, and Lazard upended by David Long. Here's Chris Cotter.
On ESPN.
Pass about a yard shy, but look at this. Hakeem Butler, and the official blew the whistle.
Mike, they've moved Hakeem Butler inside receiver. And I tell you, he's a big guy on a smaller defensive back. And they just bounce on off him like BBs. I don't know why they blew the whistle on that.
I don't either. He had already broken away from the tackle when they blew the whistle. Holy cow.
Moving on the field
huge
as forward progress
play.
has been stopped.
His forward progress wasn't stopped on
brutal.
that. Yeah,
that is just brutal.
That was a huge, huge turnaround there for West Virginia.
Downing will kick to Jennings. Great break for the Mountaineers. And then this ball with a tremendous roll for Iowa State down to the 7-yard line. 52-yard kick and no return. Boy, how important was that whistle? The ESPN app, great for everybody who loves sports. Stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live. At home or on the go, you get access to scores, news, highlights of everything all season long. Just download the ESPN app to start streaming all that information now.
If West Virginia's going to win this game, they're going to have to open it up, Mike. I don't care where you got the ball at. They have stopped the run with this 4-man front. They have got to get the ball over hand quick to the outside receivers.
And Crawford, good news for West Virginia's back in the ball game. They fake it to him. And unload. Caught. Karan White, what a catch. He was covered like a blanket.
He's got a lot of guts to catch that ball over the middle, running full speed. What a play, what a throw. Great call from Jake Spivatal, offensive coordinator, West Virginia.
So the Mountaineers now with room to operate at the 41. Crawford lowers his shoulder, maybe got a yard.
You go back and they got out of that 3-man front, went to a 4-man front, and that's exactly what they've got to do. Will Greer's got to take advantage of the 4 deep in the secondary instead of 5 deep.
Jake Spavital has coached some great college quarterbacks. Likes Will Greer a lot too. Throws this one low. Had a man wide open, and that was Jennings.
He'd like to have that one back. He was wide open again. They've got all the curl and seams inside, wide open. He just lost control of this ball and almost got it intercepted.
17 out of 20 for 300 yards on the day for Will Greer.
All in the first half, though, except for that one play.
And Crawford has 25 for 102.
Blitz.
They don't get there. Greer throws incomplete. Fans calling for a flag. Don't see one.
That side judge better be glad he's on the other side of the field. Dana Holgerson could go after him. All right, let's compare this route to the routes from Iowa State. He runs an inside route. Good job of the defender. That's pass interference all the way. Not playing the football. Not a very good call by the side judge. Got to be consistent.
Well, that's certainly missing here in the fourth quarter. Beautiful punt drives him all the way back to the 5, looking for a block on the corner. Ryan has some room to operate over the 25. 52-yard kick, a 21-yard return. Back to Morgantown after this. Want to be a spelunker, Coach?
Yeah.
Kempt under pressure. Incomplete. Boy, good defense that time by Elijah Battle.
Yeah, and great rush from the outside. Watch your pressure from the outside. And he's coming fast, and they've got nobody to pick him up. That's unbelievable. They'd let Dylan Tonkery come that free, that quick.
2nd and 10. Straight ahead from Montgomery.
They'll try to get the ball now to 18. Akeem Butler on the inside. He'll play an inside receiver here. They just can't cover him with the smaller defensive backs.
He and Lazard have had big days. Third and 7. Good protection for Kempt. And throws complete, first down and more. Butler makes the catch. Good call, Tommy.
There he is. I mean, he's huge on the crossing routes because they have nobody his size that can cover him. And plus, he outran everybody. Good throw, good catch. Watch this. Play action. He waits for him to get over there. Take your time. Have patience. And then a poor tackle right there by West Virginia.
Boy, it sure was. Kenny Robinson just tried to throw a shoulder into him instead of tackle him. And you're right about Butler. Nobody has anybody the size to cover that guy on the outside. There's a pass to Murdoch. Butler is 6'6", 219. So he's going to have an advantage on every safety or corner that tries to cover him.
Tony Gibson's trying to take pressure off the corners on the outside and not press them all the time. They're playing way off, but when they do, Kemp just picks the ball up, throws it to the outside. Easy pickings.
He's a computer science major. He knows what he's doing, even on the football field. That may be short of a first down again on 2nd and 1.
3rd and 1. Please don't run the quarterback.
I was just going to say the same thing. They've run him twice on big downs, and it's exploded on them.
Sam Sainbucker's coming in the game. He is their fullback, and he is a physical guy. They've got to try to run the ball up the middle. West Virginia's having a hard time getting their defense in. Wildcat.
Kemp goes out as a wide receiver. And Montgomery, as they blow the play dead.
False start. Offense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So they send in Sean Buckner, the fullback, and they send him out on a wheel route, and he moves too soon.
Don't take a penalty from the sideline. And that was all from the sideline right there. They'll just throw the ball to the outside. They've got to press everybody now. Make them throw the ball deep. This is a huge play for West Virginia's defense.
Now it's 3rd and 6. West Virginia comes with an all-out blitz, and the pass over the middle is enough for a first down. The throw to Trevor Ryan, who had inside position, and you got to hand it to Kyle Kemp.
On a blitz, defensive backs, they're going to run crossing routes. They've done it all day, and they let him come inside. Kenny Robinson has got to take away the inside route.
Iowa State does not quit. They're going for their 5th straight. Kemp with time. And Lazard can't hold it. Covered by Drayvon Askew Henry.
And that official was not about to throw pass interference on that. And that was close. As you watch, he looked like he face guards here a little bit. He gets beat on the out and up. Lazard's much more athletic. That is pretty close. You've got to turn around and look. You've got to turn around and look. He made a little bit of contact. That's probably a good no call there. They'll give Dana Holgerson another few minutes to cool down.
Askew Henry with the most starts on this team in his career. Second and 10. Kemp underneath. It's the tailback, Montgomery, and Montgomery will not go down. How many times has a receiver or a running back for Iowa State just refused to be tackled?
And David Long, their best tackler on the team, number 11 linebacker, misses this play, but he leaves his feet. Watch him right here. Right there. Misses. Very unfortunate. Official was there, but I tell you, David Montgomery to me is the hero for the past 3 or 4 games. I know they've got a lot of them, but he's done a great job on 3rd down.
Yards after contact, 136 out of 234. That is remarkable. Montgomery again picks up 10 and another first down.
West Virginia's defense is sucking wind. I mean, they are so tired they can't get out of their stance.
They are on their heels.
There's Tony Gibson, and he's doing everything he can. He knows he's got basically his 2nd and 3rd team defense out there trying to stop these guys.
A touchdown, the point after would tie it. Flanker screen. Ryan gets 5, maybe 6. Elijah Battle in on the tackle. 6 catches for Trevor Ryan. You wouldn't believe what's happening in the second half if you saw the first half. Iowa State now dominating 221-98 after West Virginia just blew them away in the first half. They've changed their offense. They have gone with the short passing game, and it's worked. Kemp throws it away.
Good job on Lazard on the outside. He is their red zone receiver, and they finally took the inside route away. Now they'll go back to the outside. Fresh defensive lineman coming in for West Virginia.
They don't have many of those. They're very thin up front.
They've got their big receivers in the game, and they got Akeem Butler, their big man, as the inside third receiver. They've got to take the way of the inside route.
This will be the 12th play of this critical drive. Kemp. Contact in the end zone, no flag. Askew Henry against Montgomery. This is a tough decision here, isn't it?
Well, 3-man rush. He's got all day to throw it. Oh, that's a pretty good no call right there. Dana Holgerson has earned those last 2 calls, forced him for a field goal.
24-yard field goal try. Owens makes it a 4-point game. October 7th is a day that's going to live in Iowa State history. They went to number 3 Oklahoma in Norman with a quarterback who had never started, and they knocked the Sooners off 38-31. Then last week, Iowa State gave notice that they are going to be a force. They went against number 4 TCU, undefeated, and they beat them at home 14-7. I don't think those fans have stopped celebrating yet.
And they went after the corners from Oklahoma, so remember that. They've been going after the second half, the corners from West Virginia, and they've taken advantage of 2 backups.
They have dominated in the second half. I tell you one thing, Tommy, I might have thought about going for it instead of kicking the field.
Yeah, they're still a touchdown behind.
Out of the end zone. Let's go to Chris Cotter.
All right, gentlemen, over on ABC.
All right, thank you, Chris. 7:19 to go in this game. Can West Virginia do anything offensively? They flip it out to Kennedy McCoy. Remember, Crawford came back after cramps for the last series, but he's not out there now. He may have them again. Gain of 15.
Here's a good play against blitz, man coverage. It's just a quick screen to their speedster. Jake Spivatal, the offensive coordinator. That was a good call coming out of the chute.
And West Virginia has speed. They give it to McCoy again. The young man has been playing with banged up ribs as we go under 7 minutes.
Here's the offensive coordinator, Jake Spivatal, right here. He has been all over the place, but he did coach Johnny Manziel. And he knows how to coach games like this where it gets a little bit ragged to make big plays when you need it.
Knows how to handle drama, apparently.
I wasn't going to say that part.
I got you. 2nd and 5. Wellman is in as a fullback. They will give it to McCoy. Boy, look at Wellman. He may have hit 3 guys on that run.
He does a great job using his blocker to the outside. He almost outruns his blocker. Watch, he gets a speed sweep. Watch him wait on his blocker. Wait on him, wait on him. Good job of using his blocker, going downfield, a lot of speed.
Wellman's just out there hunting for people. 1st and 10 as we approach 6 minutes. McCoy again. Let's go to Clark.
Coach Tubbs, you mentioned Jake Spavital coaching Johnny Manziel. I'm really impressed with the dialogue and communication between Jake Spavital and Will Grier. Every single time Grier comes off the field, These two are dissecting all different elements of the offense, and there's big-time chemistry between 7 and Blue and his offensive coordinator.
All right, thanks, Clark. That's a gain of about a yard. DeAndre Payne out to make the tackle on Sills.
Sills has been absent this half.
He
hadn't made many plays. Good quick throw by Will Greer. Again, they have gone to a 4-man front. They have made that adjustment. Take away the run, force them to throw the ball, and it's worked the second half.
3rd and 5. Not in field goal range yet. Greer with time. And the ball came loose and it's intercepted. Sills had it, lost it in the end zone. DeAndre Payne took it away. Are you kidding?
What a play by DeAndre Payne. I don't understand the call, number one, but they threw the deep ball. They needed 5 yards for a first down and keep running the clock, but they try to go deep, and the play wasn't there.
That was a great throw by Greer. Sills had a step. It appeared to be a touchdown. But look at the effort by Payne. It's an interception. Iowa State still alive. "150 years in existence, West Virginia University in Morgantown." Could be the last call for Iowa State. Under 5 minutes left. They're down by 4. Montgomery. Nice cut. Picks up 6. Got away from Tonkery to get another couple of yards. Coming up later on ABC, Virginia Tech and number 10 Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. It is a big ACC matchup with conference and college football playoff implications, especially with the kind of things that are going on today. Ohio State getting crushed at Iowa among them. Montgomery again, and that will bring up an enormous 3rd down.
They've got patience. I'll give it to them. You know, Iowa State's moving the ball on the outside on the corners, but they've done 2 runs to David Montgomery, and he's their workhorse. They're going to need him here again.
They are obviously in no hurry, but they are burning an awful lot of time.
Don't let them throw an inside route. That's their whole key right here for West Virginia.
It's what they have lived on. And there it is. They get the first down, throwing to Montgomery, and as you pointed out earlier, he is a really good receiver, leads his club in catches, or did before Butler had such a big day. This is to the outside. Nice defensive play by Hakeem Bailey that time. He closed on Marchie Murdoch.
Marchie Murdoch can run, and I'm telling you, they're setting up an out and up or stop and go. These corners are trying to play a little tighter. They're not as fast or as athletic as these wide receivers, but they're trying to cheat as much as they can to take away these shorter routes.
Kemp, incomplete off the hands of Ryan. Hakeem Bailey was there, but that looked catchable.
And that could have been 6 points. He just laid it up a little bit longer, put a little bit more air underneath it. Hakeem Bailey played it perfect, but he does not have the speed as that receiver right here. Watch, he's got him beat. He had to slow down. Trevor Ryan would make that play and score a touchdown if he just lays the ball up.
Looked like he should have caught it. 3rd and 7.
Out routes.
Got to burn a timeout here. I think they can live with that. They got to get this call right anyway. Iowa State looked spent in the first half. Second half, they have come roaring back. That was Alan Lazard from Kempt. And then Kempt over the middle to Montgomery. This kid has had a heck of a ball game. 318 yards for Greer, his 8th game this year out of 9 with over 300 yards. Kempt has been terrific in the second half. Here's a huge play, 3rd and 7. Tipped and incomplete. Now you've got to make a decision. With 2 timeouts left, do you kick it away or do you go for it?
I go for it because you're almost going to run out of time. You can hold them to a field goal and still tie the game with a touchdown.
Tony Gibson wants a timeout to talk about it.
That was a heck of a play right there, Hakeem Bailey over the top. He let him inside, but man, he made a touchdown saving knockdown.
Iowa State has had a stretch of a month that Iowa State has never had in the history of its program. They are 6-2. It's the best start in 16 years. They have never been 4-1 in the Big 12, the best conference start ever. Their highest ranking in the AP since 2002, and the only team this year in all of college football to beat 2 top 5 teams. The Oklahoma game was at Oklahoma. 1976 was the last time they were 7-2. That's 41 years ago. Paul Carcaterra has more for us. Cart?
I think this was a brilliant timeout by Dana Holgorsen. This is a young defense. 4 starters out due to injury. Give them time to catch their breath. They're gassed. They played so much defense in this second half, Coach Tubbs. Good call. Let them regroup. Tony Gibson gives his young guys the direction they need.
You got to challenge the receivers here. Don't let them get the first down. Make them throw it over your head. All or nothing right here for West Virginia's defense.
They come with a blitz. Kempt throws underneath, knocked away. Kenny Robinson with the big play, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Tony Gibson made the call of the day against the Celerana Team of the Year. He blitzed 2 times in a row, and they made 2 big plays. Kenny Robinson, the true freshman, knocks this ball out. An unbelievable break on the ball on a quick 3-step drop.
The kid has skills, that's for sure.
Watch the drop right here. They're going all the way inside. He never takes his eyes off Hakeem Bailey. Robinson knew that. He squatted, he broke on it. Great break and great call from Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, the last 2 calls.
If he got the ball more out front, that could have been a catch. And now West Virginia has a chance to put this away. Iowa State with only 2 timeouts left. McCoy caught in the backfield by Jaquan Bailey.
They're going to save a timeout. No, they went ahead and called it.
So if West Virginia runs another play, they could take it down to maybe 2:35 before another timeout. Then Iowa State couldn't stop it again. So if West Virginia runs it, they'd use up almost a minute, leaving Iowa State still time to operate offensively.
Yeah, it'll be about a minute and a half. But again, this is still the right thing to do. Run the ball, make them use their timeouts, and then try to possibly make the first down on the third and long. And they can do that because they're going to be trying to force the issue, maybe throw the ball deep. Big plays from the West Virginia defense on the goal line. 2 goal line stands, forced field goals. That's the reason we're in this situation we are right now. They really swarmed around the ball. I'm really impressed with Tony Gibson's defense the second half, and he's playing with second-teamers across the board.
Iowa State did the same thing to TCU last week as West Virginia's trying to do to them. You're going to throw it out in the flat, and Kennedy McCoy is tripped up by Payne. that had a chance to get some yards.
Well, it was a screen. Offensive tackle number 55, Cody Kajesti, has got to get outside and get to that guy. He just got outran by the corner. It would have been a pretty good play.
Let's go to Chris Cotter.
More from Clemson, NC State. Kelly Bryant, just patient, waiting for his blocks, and then bounces it outside. 38-28 right now on ABC, 3.5 to go.
Thank you, Chris. 3rd and 17 here. Iowa State has used all of its timeouts. Iowa State came in to this game in a 4-way tie for first place. That's what is at stake for them. They can stay there if they come from behind to win this. And the importance of this is they play Oklahoma State. If they win that game, they control their own destiny.
But if West Virginia wins, they leapfrog because they go to 4-2, the same as Iowa State, but they beat them. And they really have no chance, Iowa State, of getting to the playoff at the end of the year if they lose this game today.
And either Oklahoma or Oklahoma State loses today. That makes them 4-2. Delayed run straight up the middle, and it's McCoy. Knocked out of bounds at the sticks.
The same play they've been running with Justin Crawford, the slow draw. McCoy's got fresh legs. And you can tell right here, looked like he got shot out of a cannon on this draw play. First down, that just about did it. Watch the huge hole, but they expected possibly a draw. He just outruns everybody on the field.
The previous play is under review.
That's going to be interesting. Where did his foot go out of bounds, and when it did, where was the ball?
Well, it's 3rd down anyway, and so they've still got a chance to get to the first down or kick a field goal. It's right on the line. I like the call there. That was a gutsy call by Spivatal, the offensive coordinator. And you can see right there, he makes everybody miss. And he knows where the marker is. That's the reason they have that marker on the opposite side of the field where they can, running back or receiver can see the orange marker for the first down that's laying on the ground. They don't look at the sticks. They look at the marker on the ground. And that looks like to me he's got the first down.
That's close. The ball is behind him.
That's first
Foot's
down.
out of bounds, and it's right on the line. It looked like a good spot by the official.
Let's see if Dana Holgerson has earned that call because he's been on the officials all night long. But again, if it's short, it's still 4th and 6 inches, maybe less than that. But you don't see them underneath the center much, and that's always concerned me about the spread offense. Is your quarterback is not used to taking a snap underneath the center to run a quarterback sneak.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2:32. Play clock to 40.
Now barring a fumble.
Yeah, you take a knee down now, Mike. You just run it down. Take a knee and let it go.
Iowa State can't stop it again. This would take West Virginia to 6-3, 4-2 in the conference.
I've always thought that you get to a point like this, even if you do leave a little time on the clock, you don't take a chance with handoffs, getting the ball stripped. I would always take a knee in this situation and run the clock down as far as I could.
They'll give it to McCoy. He's the 23.
You know, he's been the difference this second half, or this last 2 drives for West Virginia, because he's got fresh legs. I mean, he looks totally different than Crawford the second half.
As the calendar turns from October to November, Cinderella may have discovered that the glass slipper no longer fits.
You know, they played well. They just didn't play well the first quarter and quarter and a half. And on the road, you can't come out that slow.
McCoy, 6 carries, 40 yards in the second half. He's going to lose a yard there, but it doesn't matter because the clock is running.
They can get it down to around 20 seconds.
And this crowd has stuck around all day to see the end. Cyclone fans hoping for another miracle.
West Virginia has deserved to win this game simply for the fact that they were able to run the ball a lot better than Iowa State.
True. Well, you said coming in that was the key for both ball clubs. McCoy plowing ahead. Very close to another first down. And the game is over. They do not have to snap it again. Heck of an effort by McCoy. Not only did he get yards, he stayed on his feet long enough so that the game clock is shorter than the play clock.
That was a hard-fought game on both sides. Cinderella story goes to the side. Dana Holgerson's got a good football team, and he's learned a lot about a lot of young players that played defense tonight.
Heck of a day for Will Greer again. 8 out of 9 games he's had more than 300 yards passing.
And he's just a junior.
He's a good one. And West Virginia continues to dominate the series. They won 4 straight against Iowa State. Huge second half for the Cyclones, though. They made it a ball game and just came up short. For Tommy Tuberville, Paul Carcaterra, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching. We'll send you to Chris Cotter, Chip Kelly, and Jonathan Bill.